Hey everyone, it's Jeremy Hamilton with 5280 Angler with a fishing report. I know. It's been a while. I've been busy, to be fair. I know that's no excuse, but been busy and have just been tired and wanted to get home after trips. So been kind of slacking on doing the fishing reports, but here we are. It is now, we're getting close to mid-August, and things are shaping up pretty nicely. We've gotten, we're still looking at high water for this time of year, so we've been able to avoid angry August or you know, whatever you want to call it. We typically associate that with low water, warm temperatures, fish not eating very well, or at least, you know, not during the middle of the day. But recently it's actually been fishing pretty good. One thing that's been really kind of a nice bonus for August anyway is at Deckers. We've been seeing golden stoneflies. So those golden stones have been adding for some very nice dry fly fishing in the afternoons. I've been throwing some chubby Chernobyls, Amy's ants in olive. Olive or golden. For the chubby Chernobyls, size 8, size 10s. Fish are definitely looking up. I think they're probably also taking those as hoppers. There's lots of hoppers around as well. So the nice thing about either of those patterns is that they double as a stone fly or a hopper. So that's been a really nice added feature to our afternoons, especially at Deckers. I've been fishing those to the banks. You know, get out to the middle of the river if you can and fish to either bank, and it's been working quite well. We've been getting some explosive takes on some very large fish. Out at the Dream Stream, I just haven't been seeing as many hopper eaters. We haven't been seeing as many fish, as a matter of fact. So it's been a little bit tougher out there, but the fish that we're getting are very nice. So I'll give you the rundown on Dream Stream first, and then we'll talk about Deckers. Dream Stream right now, mornings have been starting off with tricos. Really nice fishing tricos in the morning, some size 22 spinners, maybe a parachute Adams to kind of lead that smaller fly, something that's visible. Do something small, 20, 22, and they'll actually eat that as well. So you want to use a little bit longer leader, finer tippet for those. Then it's transitioning to you know, just drowning those tricos. Once the fish stop feeding on the surface, go ahead and drown those tricos and fish them as a nymph rig. Worms, pheasant tails, jujubatus, radiation baetis. I know actually Shea Gunkel has come out with a new shot glass baetis in a trico. I've seen some of his posts and have seen some of those flies, and they're looking very intriguing. So if you do come across some of those, I'd definitely say give those a shot as well. Then we're also seeing PMDs, so bar emerger, jujubatus in red, red copper johns, again a pheasant tail in a little bit larger size of 16. You know, basically your basic favorite PMD pattern. Then you can also follow that with RS2s, little emergers, whatever. You know, sometimes some midges are catching a few fish as well. Caddis larva, caddis pupa. There's basically a smorgasbord of bugs out there right now. Unfortunately, there's just not a whole heck of a lot of fish. We're catching a lot of big fish, not a lot of the intermediate fish. We're catching some of the small fish. So not a whole lot of fish in the 14, 15, 16 inch range, which, you know, when you go and catch a fish and it's 17 to 22, 23, we even hooked one that was close to 30 inches. You know, there's some monster fish out there, and that seems great, but we're missing some of those intermediate sizes, which help kind of fill out the day and put up bigger numbers for the day. So if you're heading out there, be prepared for that. Weekends, crowds are you know, they're definitely there, but otherwise, what I would recommend if you're out in the South Park area, go to hit up some of the state wildlife areas, the smaller creeks, the Middle Fork, the South Fork. Those have been fishing fantastic on dry flies. But I mean, I'm just using dry flies out there. no nymphing, none of that. The fish are looking up, and there's some nice fish to be had. Again, Amy's ants, I've been doing those in a small Amy's ant, like 10 or 12, in the red. The red and pink version seems to work really well for me out there. You can do the olive. You can do, I like the Fat Albert, little Amy's ants, little chubby Chernobyls. Charlie Boy Hopper in tan is also working quite well. So that's what I would do, honestly. Instead of going to the Dream Stream right now, go hit up some of those smaller creeks, and you'll catch a lot more fish. But if you're looking for the big ones, again, there are some giants in there in the Dream Stream right now, but I would honestly, personally head elsewhere right now. Beyond that, Deckers. Like I said, the golden stoneflies are out in the afternoons. They're also looking at hoppers, so that's a great way to end your days. Actually, is fishing dry flies. Also, they're on PMDs. So a Visidun, that's one of my favorites. Comparadun, Sparkle Dun, just a Parachute PMD. Those types of things are working great. Size 16. I've even done some 14s, and they're actually smashing them. So a little bit surprising that they're on them quite that big, but they definitely are. In the mornings, you want to fish worms, and the water's still high enough. There's enough people walking around. Worms work well. Pat's rubber legs in the golden stonefly. I actually tie a two-tone one that uses a yellow and black chenille, and then color it black on the top, and that does a really great job of matching those golden stones. You can use a Bar's tongue stone, pretty much any stonefly in a size 8 to 10. They've been working well. Brown, black, coffee color, whatever. The Pat's rubber legs, always my favorite stonefly to use. Following that with bar emergers, PMDs. Been doing those actually, and oddly enough, the smaller sizes of the bar emergers have been working well. Even though the adults are a larger size, a 16, maybe 14, the smaller PMD emergers out there have been working well, like an 18, and the 16's working okay as well. But the 18 seems to be doing a little better. You can even go down to the Baetis blue wing, the blue wing, or Baetis bar emerger. Getting everything all mixed up here. The darker olive and gray color in the small one. They're also starting to look at some tricos, so tiny little pheasant tails, little trico nymphs, tiny little olive, Juju Baetis, things like that are working quite well. Black Mercury, Black Beauty. What else is working? Zebra midges, RS2s. Boy, again, you kind of name it, and it's working pretty well out there right now. So as far as nymphing, those are all working well. I'm doing 4x on everything. If I'm going to the tinier stuff, I'll do some 5x, but otherwise I'm using 4x. A lot of fish in riffles, a lot of fish along the banks looking up. So it's a lot of fun out there right now. Also, one other area I'd like to cover this time is the Colorado River and the Williams Fork. I actually had an opportunity to go up there this past weekend, and I did a trip up there, kind of a special request, and it was phenomenal. Haven't actually fished there in a long time, probably 15 years, and I kind of forgot that I should be fishing up there a lot more frequently. We do have permits up there, so if you're interested in checking that out, it's a great place to go. The fish were on caddis, they were on PMDs, they were on midges, they were on blue-winged olives. We actually ran through the full range of all the bugs, because we had the full range of weather up there. It started off sunny, the caddis were going, then it got rainy and the blue-winged olives were going, then in the afternoon some PMDs were going, and then we went up onto the Williams Fork, and they were feeding on lots of midge larvae, like a cream midge larva. Cream pure midge larva was working great, and we were having a little bit tougher time on the Williams Fork, not nearly as many fish. You get back into the Colorado, and the fish are absolutely everywhere coming up. Also saw some gray drakes. Didn't really see the fish feeding on those, and we didn't catch anything on those, but the caddis were really kind of the name of the game for us up there, and we were just swinging and waking caddis skittering caddis across the surface. You know, just small caddis, olive, tan. Tan was probably better. Goddard caddis actually works really well for that. And just a standard elk hair caddis or a foam caddis, it doesn't really matter. They were on the smaller ones though, like a 16 or 18. In the morning I was seeing some size 20s even, and the fish were really on that. I was kind of having a tough time figuring them out, but once I noticed there were some small caddis, all of a sudden we started getting quite a few strikes on that. So if you haven't been up there recently, or if you've never been up there, do yourself a favor and definitely get up there and fish. There's a lot of fish. No real giants around. We didn't find any giants. Saw a couple bigger fish, just couldn't get them. But lots and lots of fish to be caught up there, and it's a great time, and there's no crowds, and you know, there's lots of room to move around, and it's a really nice time. So anyway, that's it for now. Oh, one real quick thing. We also added, as far as private water goes, Abell River Ranch has been fishing great. Unfortunately, Boxwood and Longmeadow, all of the North Fork is still closed due to low water, poor water quality right now through the North Fork. We're waiting for them to turn on the Roberts Tunnel. But otherwise, until that opens, we've been going to Abell River Ranch. We've also added Troublesome Creek, which is up in the Kremling area, so that's also near the Colorado. And you can make a 2-day trip out of that. You go fish the Colorado one day and fish Troublesome Creek. That's a wonderful area. Check out our website to get more details about that. Otherwise, you can follow us online, 5280angler.com, 5280angler on Instagram and Facebook, or you can follow me, Jeremy Hamilton Fly Fishing. We'll see you out